All right, everybody, buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's guaranteed to get people riled up.
Oh, yeah.
Someone out there, and we're not naming names, decided it would be a fantastic idea to draft their top 5 jazz songs of all time list.
Well, boy, talk about a minefield. Jazz is
It's a universe, right? Like, where do you even begin to narrow down centuries of music, countless artists?
and styles upon styles, each with its own.
Exactly. But hey, that's the fun of a deep dive, isn't it? We got this list, and we're not here to judge.
We're here to dissect.
Precisely. What makes these 5 songs so special, according to this listener, and maybe along the way you'll discover something new for your own playlists. Ready?
Let's jam.
All right, kicking things off with a bang, number 1 is Take 5 by the Dave Brubeck Quartet. Come on, did you honestly expect anything else?
I mean, it's iconic. Even if you think you don't know jazz, you've heard Take 5. 1959, this song hit the airwaves.
And never left. That saxophone melody, it's like dangerously catchy.
And there's a reason for that. It's the time signature, 5 quarters, which most music doesn't do.
Okay, hold up. For us non-musicologists out there.
Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4 for the beat, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Gives it that off-kilter feel.
Which our listener called hypnotic. Funny thing is, I read it wasn't even meant to be the big hit off that album.
And yet best-selling jazz, single ever. But it represents something. That late 50s West Coast jazz sound. Think Sunshine, but with sophistication.
Sophistication with an edge, kind of like rebellion in a tailored suit.
There you go.
All right, so from California Cool, we're taking a hard left turn into, well, the cosmos. Number 2 on the list, Kinda Blue by Miles Davis. Gotta clarify, it's the ALBUM title, but our listener put the title track on here, so what's with this one?
Oh, kind of blue. This isn't just a song, it's a whole mood. Modal jazz through and through.
Modal jazz, you say? Some of us are just dipping our toes into the jazz pool here.
So picture this. Most songs, they're built on chords changing. Modal jazz, it's all about one scale, one mode, creating this atmosphere.
Our source said music for the soul, which is wild considering it's a trumpet, not exactly known for being, like, soothing.
But Miles, his trumpet is haunting in Kinda Blue. Modal jazz IS about that spacious, emotional vibe.
Direct reaction to how complex bebop was getting, huh? So it was hit, obviously, but did it, like,
Yeah.
change jazz?
Hugely influential. Guys like Herbie Hancock, John Coltrane, they took this idea and ran with it.
From the soul to the dance floor, because number 3 is going to get you moving. Sing, Sing, Sing by Benny Goodman.
Can't hear that one without picturing like a black and white movie. Everyone's in tuxes and flapper dresses. It's swing era, full force.
And Benny Goodman on the clarinet. Forget about it.
On fire. The energy is just infectious.
Our listener specifically mentioned the 1938 Carnegie Hall recording. They said it like legitimized jazz to the highbrow folks. True or no?
Totally true. That concert was huge E. Jazz in a venue like that. Suddenly, it's not just dance hall music anymore. It's high art.
All right, holding strong at number 4, we've got a track that's, well, it's a doozy. John Coltrane's Giant Steps. Famous, or maybe infamous, is more like it for its sheer density, right?
Giant Steps is like the musical equivalent of trying to climb Everest while playing chess and juggling. It's bebop on overdrive. Insanely fast chord changes.
Our listener actually called it a rite of passage for jazz musicians, so if you can't play it, you're not a real jazz cat.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
It's more that mastering this song means you've arrived, technically speaking. The improvisation, the sheer speed. It's a challenge even for the best.
Makes you sweat just listening to it, honestly. And for our final stop on this whirlwind tour of jazz history, we're going to a more, shall we say, introspective place. Charles Mingus's Goodbye Pork Pie Hat. I'll confess, this one wasn't on my radar. What's the story?
Goodbye Pork Pie Hat is pure emotion poured into music. It's a tribute to Lester Young, another jazz legend, known for wearing, you guessed it, a pork pie hat.
Ah, I see a little inside baseball there.
Exactly. Mingus blends blues, gospel, and this subgenre called hard bop, which is, as the name suggests, a bit darker, more raw, to create this incredibly moving elegy.
Wow, okay, now I need to hear it. But we've got 5 songs here, folks, and honestly, what a trip, right? From sunshine to soul searching. But what can you actually do with this information besides clear your schedule for a massive listening session?
Don't just listen to these songs, listen around them. Love Sing Sing Sing. Duke Ellington is calling your name. Miles Davis hitting that sweet spot. Dive into Bill Evans and that modal jazz sound.
You know what? I bet you could even whip up a playlist for our listener.
Oh, absolutely. Consider it done.
Because, folks, at the end of the day, this list is just one person's take on a genre that's as vast as the galaxy. So go out there explore, find your OWN top 5. Whose taste do you trust? Maybe it's someone we talked about today. Maybe it's a friend, a music buff. That's the beauty of music. The journey is half the fun.